Shalom, my friends. It's the Kiva from Israel in 5, and I want to wish you a happy Hanukkah and a happy holiday season from here in Israel. In the Jewish tradition, like in other traditions, the holiday season is a very important time to think about others more than we think about ourselves, to give to others more than we give to ourselves. And with this in mind, I want to give you a very special opportunity to help out literally millions of Israelis in need right now. All year round, but especially during the Hanukkah season. We're talking about Holocaust survivors. We're talking about IDF soldiers fighting on the front lines of this ongoing war. We're talking about families living beneath the poverty line here in Israel, including over 1 million children. We're talking about displaced families and communities who have been out of their homes since October 7th, 2023, because of security issues where they lived. And with your donation, your tax-deductible donation at israel5.org/donate, you can make such a big difference by clicking on the link below or going to israel5.org/donate. You can make a donation, a tax-deductible donation. Your donation will go directly towards helping Meir Panim help these people in need all over Israel. Again, we're talking about IDF soldiers who've been fighting on the front lines since October 7th, 2023. We're talking about displaced families. We're talking about Holocaust survivors, right, who went through the worst of the worst in their lives, and now towards the end of their life, they can't make ends meet. We're talking about millions living underneath the poverty level here in Israel who don't know where their next meal will come from. Kids who will come home from school. If it wasn't for Meir Panim, kids who will come home from school without anything to eat. And your donation will help all of these people with meals delivered to their doors for those who need it. The centers, Meir Panim centers all over Israel, that serve hot, warm, delicious, nutritious meals every single day to all those in need, right? Not only giving them food, but also giving them a smile and a hello, possibly their only conversation of the entire day, right? During Hanukkah, there will be celebrations for families in need. There will be special gifts given to IDF soldiers and to Holocaust survivors. There'll be incredible things happening all over Israel for these people in need, but only through your donation. So again, I give you this great opportunity during this very special time of the year, this holiday season, to reach out and to open up your heart and to give what you can give, to allow Meir Panim to continue to do this incredible and important life-saving work that they're doing for all of these different populations in need in Israel. Again, you can click on the link below or go to israel5.org/donate. Again, wishing you a happy Hanukkah and a happy holiday season from here in Israel. All the best and be well. Though the ongoing war that Israel has been involved with since October 7th, 2023 started with Hamas, more and more the Houthis are a driving force in this war and behind this war. But exactly who are the Houthis? Let's explore. Shalom, my friends. This is Akiva Gersh with Israel in 5, where we give you everything Israel in 5 minutes. Please like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, want to keep the conversation going, please do so below in the comments. The Houthis are part of the axis of resistance supported, funded, and backed by the Iranian Islamic regime. That includes Hamas, of course, and Hezbollah, other terrorist groups in Syria and Iraq, and the Houthis. And through these different terrorist organizations, Iran, for many, many years, even decades, has been trying to create a stronghold in the Middle East, influencing the direction of politics and military organizations. Now, in this war, over the past year plus, Israel has successfully defended itself and counterattacked against Hamas and Hezbollah, delivering both of these terrorist organizations backed by Iran serious setbacks. Hamas almost is done in terms of its ability to control any parts of the Gaza Strip. And Hezbollah, while there is a ceasefire now with Israel, has been significantly damaged and also set back in its abilities to harm Israel in the future. And after Israel basically destroyed the Syrian army in about 2 weeks after the takeover there by rebel forces, Iran is left somewhat alone in its fight against Israel. It's basically the Iranians and the Houthis. And that's why in recent days and weeks, we're hearing more and more about the Houthis and their attacks on Israel. Now, again, who are the Houthis? They are a fundamentalist Islamist, Shiite Islamic group that goes back many, many decades when it was formed in the 1990s as a political and military organization, and eventually got involved with Yemen's ongoing civil war. It's also important to note that the Houthis have a horrible and horrendous human rights record, literally practicing slavery, child marriage, forcing kids to be soldiers, killing innocent civilians, and terrorizing anyone who's not aligned with them religiously and politically. Now, the government in place that the Houthis were fighting against was a US and Saudi Arabian-backed government, which the Houthis disliked with a passion. Right? They dislike America for all the classic reasons why fundamentalist, jihadist, Islamist organizations hate America. They hate the Western culture. They hate the Western influence. They want them out of their lives. They want them really off this planet. In fact, a slogan on the Houthis flag basically says, God is great, death to America, death to Israel, death to the Jews, right? Victory to Islam. That pretty much sums up the Houthis' philosophy and religious orientation. They are an extremist Shiite group. Shia Islam is a minority in the world of Islam. About 10% of Muslims around the world are Shiite. But Iran is a Shiite country. Hezbollah is a Shiite organization. The government in Syria that fell under Assad was a Shiite government. And that's why you see this axis of resistance that Iran has created and backed. Hamas, interestingly enough, is a Sunni Islamic organization, but because of their common interest in fighting against Israel, they get over those small differences and they fight together. But the Houthis are very much aligned with Iran, both politically, militarily, and religiously. And that's why for decades now, Iran has flooded the Houthis with money and with weapons and with training in order to boost it up to be a serious force aligned with Iran in the region. Again, in this recent war that Israel has been fighting since October 7th, 2023, the Houthis have become more of a force. And right away, they came out on the side, of course, no surprise, of Hamas and Hezbollah and joined the fight in solidarity, right, for the Palestinians. And most of this war, what they have been doing, as you might have seen in the headlines of your, newspapers in your region, they have been bombing, attacking, taking over shipping vessels that have come up in the Gulf of Aden and the Red Sea. And this has had a very serious impact on global shipping, which was exactly their goal. Right? About 30% of all ships, container ships, going around the world come through these waterways. And many companies have stopped sending ships into these waterways, instead taking the much, much longer route around the tip of South Africa and going around that way to get to Egypt, instead of going through the Red Sea and going through the Suez Canal in Egypt. Very, very complicated. They have succeeded in many ways in achieving their goals. As a result, however, US and British-led coalitions have attacked the Houthis in Yemen as a result of their attacks on international shipping vessels, and also because of their attacks on Israel. In more recent days, weeks, and months, the Houthis have stepped up their attacks directly on Israel, right, through ballistic missiles and drone attacks because of the falling of Hamas and Hezbollah in this war. And they see themselves, and Iran for sure sees them, as one of their lone soldiers, so to speak, still standing, one of their lone military organizations that they've been backing now for decades, still standing in this fight against Israel. And that's why we're hearing about them more. We have heard about them throughout the war, specifically in terms of their regarding their attacks on these shipping vessels, which is a very serious matter. But right now, their attacks, their military actions are much more direct against Israel. Fortunately, Israel has the means to defend itself against the Houthis, but they are still there. They are still a threat. And the big question is, what will Israel do about it? Israel has already launched multiple attacks on Yemenite soil against the Houthis. The big question is, will they, and if so, when will they go for the head of the snake, the funders, the supporters of the Houthis? That will be Iran. Well, we'll see about that. Time will tell. And of course, we'll keep you updated about all of that. All the best, my friends, and be well.